Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Deano Talk Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Dean Trombino, coming to you on a beautiful Friday morning. And guess what time it is? We are in NFL playoff season. It does not get better than that, does it? I mean, what time of year? January football. Let's do this, boys. How are everybody doing today?
It is fucking January football, baby.
Let's go!
Come on.
This is the best time of year, honestly.
Come on.
I didn't even realize football is still going on.
It's okay.
Is it up there?
I know your season.
Oh, okay. So I have to introduce. We usually it's four of us. We have a new member of the four right now, and two more guests who will be regulars on this podcast. First, we go over the two that we know. Mr. Anthony.
What's good?
Mr. Daniel. How's everybody doing? And now, in place of Jack for right now, we have Joey. Say hi to the fans, Joey.
What's up, guys?
And then, of course, we have Jackson and Miles. Introduce yourself, guys.
You go ahead, Miles.
All right, what's good? I'm Miles. We're just excited, appreciated to be here. We've been trying to get our foot into this sport media space and social media for a while, so we appreciate y'all.
Oh, and I'm Jackson. Me and Miles have a brand together called Palms of Prairie, something that we've been working on for a long time, and this is an amazing opportunity to get our foot into something that we've really tried to get started on our own. So appreciate for you guys having us.
Absolutely, man. I'm just so excited. Again, I don't know if there is a better time of year than January football. That's when we see who the real great teams are, and we have some fantastic storylines coming up here. Fantastic. And you can't, the best storyline of the weekend is Matthew Stafford and these Rams traveling to Detroit, his old home turf, in a playoff game. Jared Goff against his old team.
NFL scriptwriters really hit it hard with that.
They cooked.
No, yeah,
they cooked.
They did cook.
You know, Roger Goodell sent me he sent me the script earlier this season. I saw it written right there. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it with my eyes. But no, we're here now. And it's going to be a super high scoring game.
He's going to Detroit, too.
To Detroit, like his home field.
To Detroit.
You know how torn Detroit fans are going to be?
He's going to absolutely cook.
They love Matthew Stafford. They love Matthew Stafford over there, as they should. He's the best quarterback in their franchise's history. It's not even close.
Did you guys see that they're going to, I don't know if they're actually doing it, but they're not going to have a lot of people, they're not allowing people to wear Lion Stafford jerseys.
I did hear that somewhere. I heard that it's not maybe
that's so dumb.
Outrageous, dude.
There's no way.
No, yeah.
I heard it's not the stadium. I heard that there's fans on Twitter who were like, "Yo, don't show up with Stafford jerseys. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous."
Bro, no, that's your dog. You should be wanting to be in there and support him regardless.
Mm-hmm.
That's a win-win for
Lions fans.
For everybody.
Fan. That's a win-win
For Detroit.
Seeing your boy excel, and then God forbid Jared Goff wins, that'd be sick.
Do you know how the city
Jared Goff might
of
throw for
LA would be in
50 yards.
Oh, easily.
He might. Dude, there might be 850 yards of passing offense in this game. It's going to be insanity. It's going to be insane. The Matthew Stafford revenge game will feed families. Straight up. No, but that's an insane storyline going forward. I mean,
it's a revenge game for both of them.
For both of them. Jared Goff, I mean, you know how bad Jared Goff wants to prove to the city of LA that you guys should have kept me, which I mean, LA already won the trade. They won a Super Bowl, but still, he still wants to say, "Dude,
fuck you.
I'm fuck you. I'm him."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
he's not.
We're not doing game picks, but I just want to say, Rams are winning this game. I'm just saying that right now.
You're kind of low on Goff.
Matthew Stafford.
He's not that guy.
I'm somewhat low on Goff.
I think Goff is very, very good for what he's asked to do.
No.
I do agree with that, but comparing him to Matt Stafford, you can't do it.
Joey, you're cooking there. Oh, that was not right. But Joey, you're cooking there. Matthew Stafford is leagues over Jared Goff. Matthew Stafford's playing like a top 5 quarterback in football this year. This guy is insanity.
I think he is a top 5 quarterback.
He is a top 5 quarterback. Simple as that. Oh, man.
I don't know about that. I'm not gonna lie. I got Jared.
Whoa.
I got Jared ahead of the match.
Whoa! What did he just say right now? Wow.
This year?
We made
in his career in general
going into the playoffs. No. Going into the playoffs.
You'd rather have Jared Goff on your
I would
You'd rather have Jared Goff on your football team?
He's played better.
No,
That's
not.
there's no way.
No way.
Then Matt Stafford.
I don't. A lot of people have not played better than Matthew Stafford.
There's been maybe 3 quarterbacks who've played better than Matthew Stafford
Matt
this year.
Stafford just led a 5th on rookie wide receiver to the best.
Can we
receiving
talk
season
about that?
of a rookie of all
He,
time?
he
Puka
has
Nacua
thrown
shit.
the.
Puka's doing that anywhere.
Why do you
He
think?
is,
Why?
but I
Why do you
just wanna
think
point-
he excelled so much though? Who was throwing him the football?
I just want to point this out. Megatron has the best receiver season ever. Who's throwing in football? Matthew Stafford. Cooper Kupp wins the Triple Crown Super Bowl MVP. Who was throwing him the ball? Matthew Stafford. Puka Nacua has the best rookie receiver season ever. Who was throwing him the ball? Would you like to answer that for me, Anthony?
Mr. Matt Stafford.
Mr. Matt Stafford. This guy's him. And I'm sorry, I like Jared Goff. He's a good quarterback. He is not in the same boat as Matthew Stafford, in my opinion. That is.
I don't think Jared
Over a
Goff can
career,
elevate
you're right.
receivers.
Over the career, you're right.
I'm talking. I'm not even talking career. I'm talking this year.
This year,
I
like
need Stafford on my team, bro.
Jackson,
I just
for like
think
you would
how
take
efficient that Lions
Jared.
offense has been. I don't think I think for how efficient that Lions offense has been under Dan Campbell, and I think Jared Goff is perfect for the system that they run. He's played excellent, 4,500 yards on the year, 30 touchdowns, 12 picks.
I mean, he's played good. I'm not discrediting that.
key
He's played like a
efficiency.
damn good quarterback. It's great. It's,
Might be a
you want
terrible
efficiency,
take.
or do you want a guy who's gonna go win you important games when you need to win? Like this guy's gonna step up in the pocket and deliver an 80-yard dime for a win. That's just me. We'll move on.
I see the
We'll
argument.
keep going. We'll go.
Let me say one thing.
You see the
though.
argument for sure.
This might be a terrible take, but I think it's the coaching and not the quarterback.
No, it's not a terrible take at all. There's a reason why Ben Johnson's the most
I have
coveted
a question,
coach.
Jackson, real quick. We talked about this last night. Would you think if you substituted, because you were talking about Tua Tagovailoa, we'll get into that later, but if you were to substitute him with Matthew Stafford compared to like Jared Goff, you think that team would be better with Jared Goff as their quarterback than Matthew Stafford?
Be honest.
No,
On the
I would
Dolphins.
pick Matthew Stafford over Jared Goff. In Miami system,
So you're saying strictly just how he's excelled in the Lions system?
Okay, so
I think that offense is catered around Jared Goff. I mean, they traded for him. Obviously, they didn't have much of a choice because Matthew Stafford and that whole situation happened with the Lions, and really the only other team that's looking for a quarterback, a veteran quarterback at the time, was the Rams. So they didn't have a choice really who to trade for and who to trade with. But I think Dan Campbell has gotten probably the best out of Jared Goff since Sean McVay did.
100%.
in that Super Bowl
100%.
year that they made
I
it.
completely agree with you. And you look at their OC, but again, that comes down to we've had system quarterback talks before. Jared Goff's a system quarterback. That's where I'm at with him. Look at Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson is like the most
I
coveted
agree
coach
with
in football other than Mike Vrabel right now, which we'll get to coaches in a sec. We'll get there. We'll get there, Daniel, you and your Patriots.
Bill Belichick to the
But
Chargers.
yeah, we'll move on. We'll talk about another playoff matchup that I think is very interesting. We'll stick in the NFC. We'll get there. We'll get there. I promise you. But Packers Cowboys, legendary
Such
matchup.
a good game.
Last time we saw one of the greatest throws we've ever seen from Aaron Rodgers
Not
along
gonna
the
be
sideline, breaking Cowboys fans'
It'll be a great
hearts.
game.
Does Jordan Love have any shot of
I'm
beating this
so
Cowboys
here for
team?
the
Absolutely.
Dallas collapse, man.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I am
yes.
so
Yes.
here for the
Absolutely
Dallas
not.
collapse. It'll be
God,
so
thank you, Miles.
funny.
Oh my god.
It's gonna be so
Absolutely not.
funny.
Dallas is gonna wipe 20
I'm-
plus. The 20
I'm with
I don't
Miles and
think
Daniel.
so.
I
I
don't
think
see
it's
it.
going to be a very close game.
I'm with Miles and Daniel. I think Dallas is going to fucking cook
They're gonna
against
win
this
like
Packers team.
42 to like
Yeah.
14. Like they're gonna kill them. Like it's not gonna be close.
Dude,
I promise
dude,
It's
you.
Joe
not gonna- it's gonna be
Barry.
bad.
Joe Barry is the Packers defensive coordinator still. Dak and CD are going to eat that shit up. It's not even going to be close.
And Jair Alexander might not play. He's questionable.
He's gonna play.
Doesn't matter if he plays or not.
I
No.
like
Playoff game,
the
he's going
Cowboys
to do
roster.
whatever
Like
he can to
injury
play.
injury questionable.
I just don't see
He
it.
got
I think
injured,
he'll
and they
play.
said it's kind of severe. Oh.
You just don't see it?
It's Joe Burrow.
I just don't see it. Miles and I have talked. We talked about this last night. I think, like Dan Quinn is probably one of my favorite defense coordinators in the league. I think he should go up to Seattle. Personally, and take that job.
Dude,
But
he's
anyway,
a shoe-in in Seattle, in my
I think
opinion.
we're all in
Yeah,
on that.
shoe-in.
I think Matt LaFleur has, again, one of those coaches who have gotten the best out of their quarterback at when other people couldn't. Jordan Love has showed a lot of potential this year, and he's exploded, as we've
Looked
all
great.
seen. Nobody expected this year out of
It's
Jordan
first
Love.
year starting,
I think
man. He was amazing.
Another thing that goes into it is that the Cowboys have a curse on them, and I'm convinced they won't win another Super Bowl for a very long time. I think purely
W.
because this is the first time the Cowboys have had a Super Bowl caliber roster in a long time. They're out in the first round just because it's the
Wow,
Cowboys.
that's
that's
I
how it
am
works.
not a
but
believer
we're
in
not
Mike
talking
McCarthy
about
as a
the Super
coach.
Bowl.
I am all for
We're not
it.
talking about the Super Bowl. We're talking about a
we're
first
talking about
round
Super Bowl. We're
game
talking
against
about
seven
the
seed.
wild card
I don't
round. We're
think
talking
they
about the
make it out
wild
the first
card.
round.
Talking about a wild card game against a Jordan Love who's never been to the playoffs. So has any other key threats been to the playoffs?
No.
No.
This is literally to pair off Miles's point. This is the youngest team to ever make the playoffs in the Super Bowl era. Like
That's
there's
crazy.
inexperience. They're young against a deadly team. I think Dallas is gonna roll. I think Dallas is gonna roll over them.
But you also got to think about this is a team with a not very much playoff experience. Nobody expect them to be here. What do they have to lose? The Cowboys have everything to lose. They have all this weight on the back, all the pressure. Packers, no one even expected them to be in the playoffs this year. I don't think they'll have anything to lose. I think they'll come out swinging. I think they'll come out fast, and I don't think the Cowboys are going to be ready for it.
Something we haven't really touched on either. Mike McCarthy playing his old football team.
Bro, I don't believe he's.
Oh, I didn't even
I
think about
don't
that.
trust Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna go to the Packers. Packers gonna be filled with vitriol, with hate against him. He's gonna be like, y'all should not have gotten rid of me. It's gonna be a fun game. It's another sick storyline.
The Cowboys
matchup.
haven't lost at home this year.
That's a stat.
They
That's a
have
real
not
stat.
lost at home this year. They're 8-0 at home. And if you want to look at the away record for the Packers, it's not that good. It's not that good.
Let's say Anthony and Joey and Jackson are right. All right. Let's say the Cowboys lose first round, which I don't think's happening if they do. I will put everything I have and everything I will have that Mike McCarthy's out and Bill Belichick is in. Guaranteed.
To Dallas?
Oh yeah, you have to get rid of Mike.
To Dallas, if
like
he
that.
gets knocked in the first round, I
like
agree.
that.
And if
You have to get rid of Mike.
Bill wins a
Dude.
Super Bowl with Dallas, I don't think there's a question that Brady made his career. If he
yeah.
wins a team that's cursed, he's the GOAT. Just that simple.
And I just want, dude, I would so love to see
I agree.
Micah Parsons coached by Bill Belichick on that defense. Are
That
you fucking
defense,
kidding me?
Who's that cornerback coach name too?
I know what you're talking about.
Is
but
he gonna stay there or is he gonna get a
If
job?
Bill's there, I don't know. I doubt it.
Imagine.
Bill's probably going to bring a lot of his guys.
He's
Yeah,
gonna
like,
bring
that'd
so
be-
many of his guys.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
But hey, speaking
Well,
of
Bill Belichick and
coaches,
Jerry Jones. I don't know about that.
That's what people are saying. That's going to be the funniest combination ever.
I just want to be clear on this. I am not picking the Packers to win. I just think the Packers do have a very good shot at winning.
definitely, I get what you're saying. I get
It's
what
going
you're
to be
saying.
a close game, but I do think the Cowboys are going to take it.
Speaking of playoff coaches on the hot seat, Eagles Bucks. Nick Sirianni here, man. If he loses this game, he will not be the Eagles head coach next year, at least in my opinion. But let's hear from a resident Eagles fan. What's your opinion on Mr. Nick?
Oh gosh, Nick Sirianni. You are the biggest clown I've ever seen in my fucking life. No, like seriously.
No chill.
Do we want to go back to when this guy was first hired? Do we remember that press conference he had?
Awful.
Do we remember it?
Was that No, that was Adam Gase, but it was an awful.
But
it was an
he-
awful
he
one.
terrible.
Bro, he ain't the guy. He ain't the guy for a city like Philadelphia. He's the most nonchalant, cool, slick back. Bro, we need some coaching. We need some freaking discipline right now. People like Jason Kelsey,
What?
we have Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson, all these boys, Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox. They're not going to be here probably next year. And like, it's just bothering as a fan week and week and week and week. I mean, week after week, just no changes. You know, we just gotta get our stuff together.
Let's recreate this.
You know, we just gotta, we'll be all right. Like,
Eh.
you've just lost 5 of your last 6 or something, or I think, right? Or is it all of them?
No, it was 5 of your last 6.
No, you're
and
right.
then-
It was
there
5
has
out of
never,
6.
literally, there has never been a downfall like this in the like sports history. We were 11-1.
And think about the teams you've lost to.
And and we had the easiest remaining schedule, and we finished 11 in like 6.
11 and
I don't know.
6.
I don't think that's ever been done before. And I know not my head coach. I know my GM, aka Howie Roseman.
But
So, yeah,
Yes.
he ain't
Yes.
doing.
I think
bro,
this-
he ain't having that.
I think this
What's up?
Nick Sirianni hate is a big fan base thing because, like, you're right. They lost 5 out of the last 6. They had a monumental breakdown. But like, if you look at
Jackson, we're the worst team in
Miami,
football.
for example. Well, Miami limped to the finish line too.
We also
Granted,
beat
they
Dallas
had
in that
injuries.
time.
They
We had
did beat
injuries
Dallas.
and beat
That was a
Dallas,
really fun
and
game
these
to
guys.
watch, but
It was these guys lost to Arizona and the Giants. They got skunked by the Giants
way
on
more,
national
way more
television.
Way more if you want to go down the list. But
I
No,
think
I
this
think
this is what I've told Ant all off season. I said if the big coaching fish becomes available and you guys either lose in the first round or get skunked in the second round, I think Nick Sirianni's gone. I think if Mike Vrabel is available, Howie Roseman is going to do everything possible to get Mike Vrabel on that football team if he's available.
Eagles record of the
Very
last
shocked
3
he
years
didn't
with
go to the
Shane Steichen calling the plays. Dean's guy. We are 21-6. With Brian Johnson, fuck you, and Nick Sirianni calling our plays, we are 13-11. It's
Not
clearly there's an issue here. Maybe having a talented offensive coordinator helps a ton. If Brian Johnson, I never even heard of you before this year. You ain't it, bro. You ain't it.
And
But to Jackson, your point, I know it's a major overreaction for 1 year, one kind of
like
like
you guys
failed
won
season.
the Super Bowl last year.
No, we didn't.
Or
they
We
went
went
to
to
it.
it.
They
No,
went
you
to
guys
it.
You
were
think that
in
was
it.
because of
You
Nick
were in it.
Sirianni?
That's what he said. He went to it.
But do you think that was because of Nick Sirianni?
No, but he was the leader.
Fuck no.
And
He might have been the
I didn't
leader.
hear anybody. I didn't hear anybody complaining about Nick Sirianni a year ago. I
Jackson,
didn't
during
hear
the Super
anybody
Bowl, it
complain
was a
about Nick
whole
Sirianni
thing
in
of
the first
how
half of the
much of
year.
a child Nick Sirianni was. Jalen Hurts had to be like, dude,
Literally held him back during
Be
the
a
Super
man.
Bowl.
Easily the
Like,
most
that is right.
dislikable coach in all of football.
But, like-
Easily.
And then I kind of want to go to my Shane Steichen
Arthur
point if that's
Smith
okay.
is out there,
You
but he does have a job.
It's close. It's close. But you look at, you lose your two offensive coordinators. Everyone's like, don't worry about it. Nick Sirianni's him. It's okay. Shane Steichen goes, one of the best coaching jobs in the league with the Colts, one of the best offenses in football without a starting quarterback. Josh Gannon, you get thoroughly outcoached by Josh Gannon against those Cardinals. Both of your coordinators have been such
That
better
was a bad
coaches you.
loss.
So much better coaches than you've been this season. And you, like, at the end of the day, sure, like, it's the coordinators that are calling a bad defense, calling a bad offense. As a head coach, it's your job to adequately replace your staff. And he didn't. And that's on him completely.
we went 1-5 to end the year. And not only that, we had people like AJ Brown go up to our players and say, hey, boys, let's have a meeting. Let's try and like our coaches a little bit. They had a players meeting about the coaches, bro. Like, Dean said it, and I didn't really believe it, but the film speaks so much louder than anything I can say.
Film
and
don't lie.
It's truly not just the worst Eagle team I've ever seen. It's the worst football team one of the worst football teams I've ever watched. And that's like truthful. We're the worst EPA. We're ranked statistically the worst EPA defense of all.
The bottom
Like, in
defense
the
per
league.
EPA in the league by a lot.
For just the talent we
guys'
had last year, 70
secondary
plus
is-
sacks. It's
It's
unreal.
Dog, dude, I started the season looking at him saying, your safeties are awful. And then throughout the whole
terrible.
season, it's been so bad. They're linebackers.
And then-
Darius Leonard, get off the football team, bro. You're not supposed to be here.
It's crazy because they already had a bad secondary, and then a bad secondary gets riddled by injuries and just gets worse, and it showed.
Not AJ, Bradbury,
CJ,
his downfall. Downfall needs to be studied.
I could seriously write about these Eagles forever, but
Yeah, we'll move on. We need to keep it going.
The Eagles should sign Eli Apple.
No?
we need a lot.
Eli Apple's
man.
not a Dolphin? I swear he's a Dolphin.
No, I said they should sign. Eli
Oh,
Apple
yeah, trade for him. Give us AJ Brown
But
for
just
Eli
so
Apple,
I
please.
next year.
If we win this next game, most likely he'll stay next year, which I hate. But that guy C is hot.
On fire.
Very,
Mike
very
Evans will have
hot.
a 200-yard receiving game.
He will. Tell him about the
guys
Baker
have-
Mayfield line. You think is the most disrespectful line you've ever seen?
Not even, bro. We opened as 3.5 favorites. My Twitter went insane. They just said drop the mortgage on the Bucks, bro. Like, we
3.5?
suck, and like our fans aren't dumb. You know, like we're dumb, but like there's nobody that hates Philly teams more than Philly fans. Just know that.
That's how it is for everybody, too.
No,
though.
but yeah, what he was saying, Baker Mayfield's line is like 240 yards. I think he'll get maybe 350.
And,
Baker
yeah,
Mayfield.
and they all might be to Chris Godwin and
Mike
Mike
Evans.
Evans.
The occasional 80-yard Rashad White screen because Darius Leonard's too slow.
And yes, the Eagles have had the injury bug. I get that. But the main issue is the play calling, and I think everybody can see that.
Hey, but we are going.
You're relying too much on the tush push, dog. Fix it.
That's not even relying too much on it. That's all we have.
That's all they have.
What do you
That's
mean?
all
When
they
we're
have.
there, we're dumb
great
if we don't run
coaching.
that, dude. Like, no.
I want to get Jackson's opinion on this real quick. What's your opinion on the tush push? Do they ban it? Do they keep it?
Keep it.
I think you keep it.
Yeah, I
can't-
love it.
People are complaining you can't stop it.
Yeah.
Find
I
a
don't
way.
even know why
to
that's
stop
I don't
it.
even know why that's a discussion. It's a
part of the
football
game.
play. Like,
Part of the
like,
game.
Yeah.
Figure it
part
out.
of the game. Get stronger, bro. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
Just because you're the best at it doesn't
Get
mean that
stronger. Exactly.
just-
Exactly.
Just figure
everyone
it out.
else
No,
everyone
I just
else
think
can't
it's
figure it out.
bullshit.
That's their problem.
Other teams have tried
Yeah.
it though, and they don't do it as
Daniel
good.
Jones
They
did it.
just Don't do it as good.
That's Miles' thing, bro.
That's
That's
why they
the
want it
dumbest
banned.
thing. Other teams literally try it and they fail, but it's just the Eagles do it at like a 95% clip.
The funniest
Like-
part is the
And
funniest
I-
part is the Giants tried to do it with Daniel
they
Jones on
wanted
like a primetime
to
game,
hear
and
about
and they had 3 players get injured on that play. It was both
Yes.
fullbacks pushing and Daniel Jones.
That
Um,
combination of Kelsey and our line and Jalen Hurts, it deserves to be unstoppable though. That's unfair, truthfully.
But going forward, kind of we're leaning to the AFC here. Start with my Dolphins. We're going to Kansas City to potentially the 3rd coldest game in recorded NFL history. A negative 30-degree wind chill.
Real quick. Jalen Hurts can
Yeah.
deadlift
Oh,
and
we're here.
squat more than 500 pounds and bench press 275 as a freshman. As a freshman? That's so stupid.
I remember when he
bro.
committed
The
to
boy's a
Oklahoma in that
monster.
That
video.
is stupid.
I remember when he committed to Oklahoma in that video of him doing the squat with all his teammates around. That was
He's like
hard.
a freshman.
That was
dog.
such a hype video, dog.
Sorry.
Anyway, going forward, 3rd coldest game in recorded NFL history. Negative 30-degree wind chill. Jackson, you said you were there. You said you're seeing it.
Miles and
We
I
are
are
there.
boots
Yeah,
on
we
the
are
ground,
there.
just outside Kansas City.
Yeah.
What is it right? Let's see what the weather is.
It's about -10 right now, I think.
Yeah, wind chill's about -10 right
Wow.
now.
Ooh.
And I took a step
See, that's a
outside
cozy
just to feel it earlier, and I can't imagine it feeling 20 less degrees than what it does because it
And then playing
sucks
football.
right
And
now.
then getting hit by people, by
yeah,
big
playing
men.
football
Yeah.
in a playoff game. Like,
With that being said, I don't think Miami's got this at all. I would
No.
put everything I've ever
Absolutely.
made on Kansas City this game. I think I saw a stat where the Dolphins have like 1 win over the past 2 years when the weather's under 45 degrees or something like that.
We're talking about
And,
a Florida team, a tropical
Oh,
team,
Florida's-
traveling to the
yeah.
tundra, bro.
Yeah, I like to compare
Ice
things
spikes
into
by 'em,
ways
bro,
where
like-
fans can understand it.
I'd be surprised if
That's
they
like
show up.
bringing all of y'all down here right now to try to
Yeah.
golf. That's what it's like. Like if
Mhm.
I brought all y'all
Mhm.
down here right now to try to golf, you couldn't move your
Couldn't
arms.
do
Like,
it.
you wouldn't be able to move your arms because you're not used
I
to it.
wouldn't
Yeah,
go.
no,
I
I wouldn't
wouldn't
be.
go.
We wouldn't be.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even show up, bro.
I'm down to try.
It's
Yeah.
terrible.
So like Miami has no shot.
Miami
No
has no
shot.
shot.
I have to agree as the resident Dolphins fan here. Now, does it play a little bit to our advantage, the weather? Kind of, just because statistically we are the best
Gets the
rushing
ball
team in
out
football.
Tua's hands.
Yes, it does. Correct. Man, we go on day on that, but no, we're the best statistical rushing team in football. We have a good run defense. Christian Wilkins, Zach Saylor. Did y'all see the the fossils we dug up to play for our football team? Justin Houston is going to start for this football team. That boy is 35 years old. We found him on the streets of Kansas City because we were there. You know what I mean?
Hold on,
Like, he's there. Malik Reed. Do y'all remember Malik Reed, Broncos legend? He's on our team now.
My favorites.
Bruce Irvin,
I haven't heard
who
that
he
name in a
played with
very
Michael
long time.
Bennett on the Seattle Legion of Boom teams. And Matt, think about this edge group real quick. Justin
Say
Houston.
Melvin Ingram.
I was getting there. We have Justin Houston, Melvin Ingram, Bruce Irvin as our edge rotation right now. That's crazy. That's a retirement home.
Yeah, for people who don't know, those guys
It's a
got picked up
retirement
off their
home.
couch maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Just so you know.
So, yeah, I think it's gonna be a rough one. I don't think we have a chance of winning this game. Retirement home. It's literally a retirement home. I think you just left the call. Oh, we're back. We're good. We're good. Anyway, still, yeah, I don't see it. And Kansas City, even though they've got a pretty, mid squad this year, they're going to the second round, I think.
If you want a line to nuke somehow, some way, the over/under in this game is 43 points.
Under.
I'm nuking the under.
Under.
There's no
Big
way
time.
they score more than 43 points. There's no chance.
Vegas is always right though, and that's very scary.
Vegas is always right.
Yeah.
Like, why would they put the line that high? They know
'Cause-
the weather, they know the temperature, they know the circumstances, and I just
They
feel
know-
like
they know
Vegas
Tua's-
always gets it right or close every time.
They know they got Tua on like some steroids for this game, dude. They got heat warmers in his ass, like, like that guy. It's not happening. But going to another.
Hold on, do you got something to say about that game?
Oh, do you have anything to say yet, Joe?
That game is going to be horrible.
It's gonna be
It's
a
gonna
rough
be
watch.
a terrible watch. Like, the
It's
Chiefs-
a
the
sold
Chiefs are gonna
out
come out with a win.
stadium.
They are.
Is it sold out? Wow.
It's a
It
sold out
kinda-
stadium. It's going to be negative 30-degree wind chill.
You know. This kind of reminds me of. You remember that Patriots Bills game
Oh my god.
in the
such a
snow
bad
where they
game.
ran
Easiest
it.
under I've ever picked
50
in my entire
times.
life, and that I nuked that too. And I
Mac
won
Jones
200
threw
bucks.
like one pass, and they won.
Damian Harris,
And
Patriot
Josh
legend.
Allen threw it like 20 times that game.
Yeah, crazy, bro. But
I
yeah.
have something to say. Do you know?
Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Call me weird. I think the Dolphins are gonna win.
I would love for that to happen, but it's not.
Do you know
going
how
to.
happy that'd make me? I
I
could
would
actually.
as a Charger
I-
fan,
I
I would love
wanna
for that
see
to
The
Chiefs-
happen.
only reason
Chiefs
I'm
won it out.
saying that this isn't very like analytical, but this is like the most Vegas setup possible thing I've ever seen in my life. I seriously think the whole world is going to bet on the Chiefs based on the fact that it is cold. That is the reasoning.
It's a valid reason
It's
too.
an Arctic
If we
blast.
know
It's
anything
valid
about
reason.
these
right
two
now.
teams, bro, the Dolphins, it might help them more. Like Dean just said, like
There's a
Dolphins-
chance it does. Yes.
This Dolphins rush attack is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
You could take Raheem Mostert by himself this year. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Everyone wrote you off besides yourself. Good for you. And just the next Barry Sanders and behind him.
I don't know.
A
about all
train.
Devon A-Chain is truly like a
Barry Sanders
generational
is
talent,
insane.
bro.
that. That's a crazy comparison, dog.
Bro,
But still, and I do want to say something. I've been a very Debbie Downer because I just watched my team get skunked by the Ravens in what was the biggest game in my entire life, and then go to another biggest game of my entire life and lose. So I'm not in a great mental state with my Dolphins right now, but I do see a path to winning this game, and it's right. It's through the run game.
the leaders in rushing yards over expected per attempt. Who do you think leads that over Christian McCaffrey?
A-Chain.
Yeah, Devon H.
AJ.
He
Or
was
it's
leading it.
Mostert.
He,
It's one of
honestly,
those
if
two.
he never got injured, he would have
Oh, he
surpassed
would've-
CMC, no doubt.
If
And I
A-Chain didn't
love
get
that.
injured, he would have won Offensive Rookie of the Year. He was
Devon
he was
A-Chain.
he was the leader in rushing yards week 6 after only playing 3 games. You know how crazy that is? That's an absurd stat to say.
Yep. For all my fantasy gurus, he outscored basically every single one of your stars, and he played 3 weeks of football.
Yup.
And it's truly the most unreal thing I've ever seen. It was like some Brees Hall last year, but 10 times more.
That's a
electric.
first round running
Like,
back right there. First round running back drafted next fantasy season.
Yeah,
Do it.
absolutely. And again, there's an advantage here. Everybody's tired. Everybody's cold. Everybody's hurt from trying to tackle Big Raheem.
I just don't think the Chiefs are a good team.
I don't either,
bro.
but they've got a pretty
I
decent.
think-
the cold is a thing. Environment is a real
I just
thing.
I
running
think
with
I think you guys
Kadarius
have a
Toney.
great
They're
coach that
terrible,
is going to
but
know
they
how
will
to
win.
train their team well
But
enough.
I do want to
prepare
finish
for
my
that.
thought real quick. There isn't a think about this. Everybody's tired. Everybody's cold. It's later in the game. Everybody's like, I don't want to go tackle these running backs. They're running Raheem 20 times, and then HN comes in, fresh legs out of nowhere, but he's tired and just zooms past the defense. I would love to see it. I would love to see it.
I want to see where he
Feed
ranks
families,
this year.
man.
I want to see where he ranks this year. I bet you it's top 10, and he barely played this year.
For what?
Rushing yards?
For who? Say Raheem?
A-Chain.
Yeah, A-Chain? No, he's not top. He might be.
Oh yeah.
I know he's PFF's #1 ranked running back. He has a higher
How many
rating than McCaffrey
bullshit
does.
flags do you think we're going to see in that game for the Chiefs?
That's another part of it. They're in Kansas City.
None. For the Chiefs, none. There's no calls ever get called on the Chiefs. Mark
no
my
in
words.
the Chiefs' favor. I mean,
Oh, the Chiefs' favorite, all of them. They're probably
That's what we're saying. That's what
Oh
we're
my
saying.
God,
Are you
I'm about to
scared,
leave this
Daniel?
podcast
Daniel's
right
about to have a
now.
heart attack.
Over under 10.
That's a lot of penalties.
I was looking at.
I could see it
2022.
happening though.
I was like, what?
It happens every game. It seems like every Chiefs game, there's one play at the end of the game that the refs get wrong and it goes the Chiefs' way, and it just feels like every game you're like, there's the Chiefs call.
Yeah.
Jackson, I said this to these guys, and that's not fair because in all of sports, literally, it's been a thing that it's the most bullshit how bad these refs have been. And throughout all of sports,
This year have been terrible.
throughout all of sports, refs have been horrible.
Very bad.
If you know anything about the Chiefs, they are on every single primetime television game ever. And so,
So
when
they
they
put it under
have
more of a
these games,
microscope.
when they have games, these missed calls which happen in every freaking game almost, it just gets in a bigger box because everyone saw it. And it's Patrick Mahomes and it's the Chiefs. But like, I think that happens to everybody, man. He just gets like the rep.
No, I don't think it helps the rep when there's clearly a flag and then you outwardly complain about it to the opposing quarterback and then to the media.
Yeah,
That was absurd.
That was Miles
was
and
so
I talked
soft.
about it for weeks.
But then the young
Especially
happened
since-
after.
Especially since Josh Allen has been on the worst end of some
Yeah.
bad losses to him, and it's always been good game, bro. I appreciate you. Stay healthy. The one time it doesn't go that man's way,
The
goes
one
straight
time.
to his face and says, "Bro, bro."
Like Josh Allen gives a fuck.
Yeah,
Josh Allen's like, bro.
I love Josh
it's a
Allen's
game.
face. He was
Like,
kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how you call that there.
Bro,
Yeah,
it's
like,
over
bro.
with. Chill.
It's a flag.
It's a flag. He was so blatant.
It was a penalty.
The funniest part about that is he was so blatantly offsides. Like it wasn't like, oh, he's barely over the line. Bro was a good 2 feet over
And
the line.
he was the man who scored. He's the one who scored. It's not like he was on the other side of the field and he didn't even. He scored and he was offside. And we're complaining.
It had to be Kadarius Toney.
Oh, yeah.
It
Everything
had to
that's
be,
happened
bro.
this
Nobody
year-
else besides Kadarius
Everything
Toney.
that's happened this year, everyone wanting
Who's your
his
favorite
head
player on the
a
team?
spike.
Pat Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes. I love that video.
Pat
Dude,
Mahomes.
there was a in the first game of the season against the Lions, my favorite stat we've had this year.
The
He what's it called? So we all know he dropped all those passes. I forget what the stats call. I have to find it, but the stat read essentially, if you threw at Kadarius Toney 3 times, the other team would score. Like that's so
That's fucking
crazy.
insane.
Yeah.
that is hilarious.
Bro is so bad. I don't even know why he is on the depth chart.
Because he was a first round pick and he can run fast.
Ask Jalen Rager.
Ask Jalen Rager why he's Patriots legend
very
now.
good
Don't
point.
disrespect Jalen Rager.
Yes, disrespect him.
That's a Philadelphia
Give him all of it.
legend right there.
Jalen Rager.
I should have a Jalen
is
Rager jersey right here.
You should.
The
Instead of
second
Davian.
worst wide receiver to come out of TCU behind Clinton Johnson.
Oh my God, Quentin Johnson is
Damn,
horrible.
TCU just put out people like that.
They do. They do.
Damn.
do, bro.
That's not good.
Dude, the Chargers also have another TCU receiver. I completely forget his name. And they just use him for jet sweeps and they never go anywhere. It's like 2 yards every time.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I didn't watch a single Chargers game for the second half of the season because I just couldn't.
That's a real
I
Chargers
watched
fan
the-
right there.
I watched like halfway through the second quarter of that Raiders game, and I was like, my heart can't take it. I can't watch Easton Stick run around the pocket for 5 seconds and then nothing happen out of it, and then the Raiders go score in the first 5 seconds. of their
Yeah,
possession.
no. I was at dinner with my girlfriend and I was like, I saw that they were ahead like 14-0 and I was like, oh, go Raiders, right? My dad's a Raiders fan, feeling happy. And then we get done with dinner and I look down and it's like 56-14 and I'm like, oh my God,
it was
what happened?
embarrassing.
I was like, holy shit.
And the icing on top was that pick six. The
Hey, Jack
smoothest pick
Jones,
six I've ever
Patriots
seen in my
legend.
life.
So sick. And then he
Smoothest
picked
pick
off
six I've
Pat.
ever seen in my
Then he
life.
picked off Pat Mahomes.
That boy
Dude,
talks
Jack
shit.
Jones has been so good.
Talk shit and sends on
I mean,
business,
skill
bro.
was never his issue.
It was off the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, he was fantastic. He
Like
just,
off the field and what? Like,
just was not.
he brought a
respectful.
gun
He
to an
was-
airport
Who is this?
in his
Yeah, he did
bag.
get
Wasn't
caught.
thought to use it, but he had it in his bag.
Which
And
you
then
don't
during this
do.
Jack
You don't do
Jones-
that. You don't bring a weapon, a firearm to an
during
airport.
the season-
Maybe not. Maybe don't do that. We can UPS it. I don't care. Like, do something
Hold on, I have a
else.
question before we move on to anything else. Did you guys pick your winners for the Bucks and Eagles? I'm really curious.
I don't think anyone picked a winner for anything. except
Well, I
for
want to
one.
know. I want to know your guys' opinion on that game.
Well, I still
I think we
think I
kinda
think
just
there's
got
too
mine.
much talent on the Eagles to lose against the Bucks personally, so I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
I got
but
the
Really?
Bucks.
I want the Eagles to win, but I feel like the Bucks will come out.
I
with
just
it.
think the line. I think the line plays. I think on both sides is just too far apart.
I think the Bucks are gonna win.
I
Again,
think
am I alone?
Bucks defense
My
is
heart
gonna
No,
thinks
I think
the
I
Eagles
think
are
the
gonna
Eagles
win.
are gonna win. I
Thank you,
think the Eagles are
Miles.
gonna win.
Thank you, Miles.
Miles, we're bad, dude.
The Bucks ain't great either, bro.
Bucks are not great.
Yeah, but like
We're talking about the NFC
we're-
South
I
I
champion.
think their
Bad.
defense. I think Mike
the
Evans.
deciding factor is
and
gonna be the
Chris
healthiness
Godwin
players.
alone will just torch.
The
the Eagles
only
secondary.
thing is like we're getting our players back. So who fucking knows? But all I know is
think-
what I saw the last couple of weeks is I don't
Piss
know how
poor.
I could be convinced.
If you just watched the last 6 weeks of football, you'd be like, this Eagles team is a bottom feeder. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
no,
Well,
last week was my final. I turned that off by like the second quarter, like for real.
And you got to think like how these teams are playing going into the playoffs too. Like Anthony said, the Eagles are on a massive skid, and the Buccaneers are trending up. And now they're crossing paths. Who do I pick? I pick the team that's on a hotter streak, more momentum.
I get
Bro,
what
in
you're saying.
Baker's
Baker
first
Mayfield-
year, they're starting at
Baker
home
Mayfield
in a
is
playoff
back
game.
in like his
You think they
prime
expected
Cleveland
that?
form.
Like, I think they're gonna ride for Baker hella.
I think
dude.
that's sick.
hmm Good for
Ne-
him, by the way. I am a big
Thank you.
Baker supporter.
That was my comeback player of the year,
not.
bro.
What were you saying, Miles?
Jackson said he's a big Baker supporter, and I said I am not.
Oh,
Joe
I
Flacco,
hear you.
baby.
Respect
I hear you.
Baker.
Whoa, whoa,
Respect
whoa.
him.
Respect Baker.
This year, why, Miles?
Baker's proved me wrong too many times to respect him anymore.
Why, Miles?
Okay, as a person, I don't care. I don't know the guy, but like I
As a
don't like him.
player.
I just don't think he's that good.
Like
mean,
this
I
year, you
think-
don't think he was that good?
I think the circumstances he had to play through this year, I give him a little bit of respect. But
Mhm.
like he was in the NFC South, like
NFC South. Let's talk about this. Is a nasty receiving core. Like, this is a gross offensive weaponry. Very good coordinator. Dave Canales is his name. Bucks offensive
God-awful head
coordinator.
coach.
He's going to be a head coach candidate. Like, he's going to be really good. So yeah, no, I'm with Miles. I think I have respect for I have respect for Baker, but like he's not great. He's a good quarterback. He deserves to be in the league. He deserves to start. He's not a great quarterback, but
Before you go on to the last playoff game, you wanted me to monitor Twitter and X,
yes.
and I have a report. Take
Breaking
it,
news,
Take
everybody.
it with a grain of salt, because this isn't a Schefter at Rappaport, but this guy is a Giants beat writer who had the Giants firing their or mutually parting ways with their defense coordinator before anyone else did. His report, as of 30 minutes ago, was Caleb Williams wants assurance the Bears will be trading the first overall pick before declaring for the draft. Williams and his camp have no interest in playing in Chicago.
Wow.
I don't think Chicago has any interest in Caleb Williams. They
I
shouldn't.
disagree. I think they are.
Chicago
I
should
saw
not
a
be
there's a
in the
difference-
quarterback.
there's a difference
that's
between-
kind of crazy. That's a crazy
Yeah,
report.
there's a difference. I don't want to point to Jackson real quick. There's a difference between they shouldn't and they do. I think they have interest in Williams, but if Williams is like, I'm not playing in Chicago, that's huge.
That's a
They're-
big deal.
They're either
Yeah.
trading that pick away or we're gonna have a receiver go number 1 overall.
They should be full sold on Marvin,
Marvin
Harrison.
Harrison.
I agree.
Marvin
He's-
Harrison is going first overall.
And then
right now.
what-
That's
That
what's
is
going on.
future Patriot Marvin
go
Harrison.
Get Joe Alt or I forget the Penn
Dude,
State
go get it.
tackle's
Go
name.
get, dude. I've done this in every mock draft. Go get Marvin Harrison Jr. and then go get Roma Dunze with the 9th overall pick and have Marvin Harrison Jr.,
Oh, man,
Roma
DJ
Dunze,
Oh my
and DJ
God,
Moore.
DJ Moore.
Are you kidding me? Cook,
That'd
right?
be disgusting. That'd be disgusting.
You'd be a Bears fan. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
it'd
I
be
might
so
be a
gross.
Bears
It'd be
fan,
so
bro.
But
gross.
they need an offensive line though, so I think
But here-
with their second pick, they need to take a.
Yeah, I don't think they'll take
somebody.
two running.
But first and
receivers.
foremost, I think for
they-
one, I think the Bears' offensive line isn't quite as bad as some people say. I think Justin Fields holds onto the ball a lot. And another thing, I think the 2 top offensive line will be gone by 9. Joe Alt, I think will be gone by 9, and I think Fashanu's going to be
Joe
gone
Alt's
by 9.
gone by 5.
Yeah, Joe Alt's gone,
100%.
bro. Joe Alt might be a Patriot,
It's who the
dude. Like,
Chargers are
No,
probably going to
I'm
pick.
just saying.
God,
The
no.
Chargers are
Please,
going to
God,
pick
no.
best available.
Yeah.
tackle.
I
just
agree.
pray that
Or they're
Marvin
taking,
Harrison
dude.
doesn't
I
go to
want.
the Patriots.
You want them to take a tackle over?
He's
like,
going to
Buck
the
Bowers?
Patriots.
So selfishly,
better
I
not.
want Brock Bowers.
Marvin
Bro,
Harrison's
I'm
career
telling
will be
you,
thrown
Marvin
away
Harrison's a
anyway.
Patriot.
His career will be ruined
No,
from the jump.
no.
Please do not send Marvin Harrison to New England.
If we
Please
put
do
Mac
not
Jones
send
out there with Marvin
Harrison.
Harrison,
Like,
Oh,
just
God.
football
we might
fans
get Tom
do
Brady,
not-
Randy Moss 2.0.
Oh my God.
We got Gerard
You said that?
Mayo.
Oh,
With who at quarterback? With
Hey, man,
he
Bailey
said Mac
Zappi
Jones.
at
He said Mac
quarterback?
Jones. No,
Are
he
you
went back to Mac
serious,
Jones.
Daniel?
Yes, bro. I have Mac Jones stock in. Belichick ruined his
I
confidence.
would rather.
Where you're
I
going,
would
bro.
rather watch Aiden O'Connell throw a football. Than Bailey Zappi.
Bro.
That's
Dude, they're gonna
just
sign Jameis. They're gonna sign
either of them.
Jameis, and they're
Mac
just gonna
Jones
throw the
and
ball up.
Bailey Zappi are so
Yeah,
hard to
60
watch.
times a game.
Okay, Bailey Zappi needs to play for the CFL. I hate that guy so much. Mac
Mac
Jones
needs
needs
I'll see him in the spring league,
receivers.
bud.
He doesn't have receivers, and his offensive line sucked, and that ruined his confidence. Hold on. He almost
Mac Jones is
single-handedly beat the Eagles at home in the first game of the season.
The Cardinals beat the Eagles.
But this was before their downfall. This is when the Eagles when they started seeing 11-1.
Just catching strays, dude.
And then our defense, top 5 in the league. Mac Jones isn't the
Not anymore.
best
Belichick
quarterback
ain't
in the
gonna be there.
world, but he also has had his number 1 wide receiver be Devontae fucking Parker, who sucks.
Cook.
He cannot separate from a
Dolphins-
4-year-old kid.
Dolphins legend Devontae Parker never
Listen,
been able
for
to
all the
separate from a
college
4-year-old
fans
kid.
out there, watching a New England game is like watching an Iowa Hawkeye football game.
That is
actually
very accurate.
Hey, Jackson.
Both have dumb fat quarterbacks, Deacon Hill and Mac Jones, who can't throw the
Okay.
ball to save their lives.
Deacon Hill. I
and have
played against.
elite defenses.
I just want to say I played against Deacon Hill in high school. I played against that
Yes.
kid. He
We
killed
are high
us.
school, and he threw for like 300 yards, and it's probably the peak moment of his football career.
It's true. He went to Wisconsin. I'm not gonna slander the guy, but still, yeah.
He's probably a good guy. Terrible
He's
quarterback.
great guy. Do not start for my football team, please.
Brian Ferentz will be the new head coach at Alabama.
Is Cooper DeJean playing quarterback?
He did.
Better
He
learn.
played. He did.
Better learn.
You better learn.
I think
not gonna work, bro.
two snaps this year. He took a quarterback.
Did he? For like a wildcat type thing or what? Or
Oh,
like
yeah.
actually
He
throwing the
didn't
ball.
throw the
Okay.
ball.
Like,
He should have. Probably should have.
yeah.
You want to get into some
Anyway,
head coaches?
let's get back to these players.
I want to talk about Browns Texans first. 'Cause
Browns,
we haven't got
Texans.
there.
Okay.
So let's talk about Browns Texans real. We're gonna talk about. I just kind of want to glance over Bills Steelers. I don't know where everybody's at there. I feel like we're all gonna pick the Bills.
I want to hear Miles.
Oh yeah, we have a
Miles
Steelers
talk
fan,
about
Miles.
the
Talk
Steelers.
about the Steelers.
He has
Trying to
the
shock the
Steelers
world,
in this
baby.
game.
Our running game.
You're right. You're right.
Has not been since Le'Veon Bell. I promise you, it has not been. I never thought I would ever say this. I love
Hey,
Mason
I
Rudolph,
think
right?
everybody likes a
Go
little bit of
Pokes.
Mason
Never thought I'd
Rudolph.
ever-
Go Pokes, like 700 yards,
Ne-
3 touchdowns.
Never would I see the day that Mason Rudolph steps in and runs our offense. Hasn't thrown a pick. Granted, he's only played a couple games, but hasn't thrown a pick.
Really?
We've been efficient on offense. Granted, losing TJ Watt is
Awful.
so depressing.
Awful.
Terrible.
So depressing.
Freak injury. That is so
But
unfortunate.
I'm
for the
also, I'm not a Bills believer. I was
That's
a
fair.
couple years ago, but I'm not
That's
a Bills
fair.
believer. People
fair.
put Josh Allen on this peak of elite quarterbacks, and as good as he is he's gonna give
I
us
gotta-
the ball. He's gonna do it multiple times.
I gotta ask you something.
promise
I
he's gonna
bet,
give
yeah.
us
Yeah, I was gonna say the
ball.
same thing. Is Minka
that game?
playing?
Minka's playing that game, right?
Is Minka Fitzpatrick
let's go
playing?
check. Minka.
Is
he
who?
playing?
Yeah,
Because I
I
saw
think-
that he
think
was
is
like
back.
they had
I-
good feelings about it.
Anytime interception, Minka Fitzpatrick.
Yes, but even with Minka back, I think we have a shot. Do I say it's gonna be close? It's definitely gonna be close. But we've been pulling off close games all year.
Yeah.
This
All
is
year.
kind of off topic. I really want to see your answer to this. Who do you think is better, Najee Harris or Jalen Warren?
Oh my God.
That's a good question.
This should be
Najee
such
Harris
easy-
is a better running
Oh
back.
no!
Jalen-
Thank you.
Yes.
No.
Jalen
Jalen
Warren.
W.
Jalen
I will
Warren
say-
is a great two.
Jalen Warren is
He's
a better
great
running
two.
back.
He's a
Ball
great
knower.
two.
Jalen Warren's
He's
a great.
not a better
Jalen
running
Warren's
back.
better.
I
Jalen Warren's a
disagree.
better running
I
back.
disagree.
I'm a hater. I am a Najee hater. Ask Miles. I talk down on this guy all the time. As the season's gone on, I've appreciated.
No, I appreciate what
they
he
hate
does.
on this guy.
Especially
Miles, they hate on him when he's so
especially-
bad, but when he does so
especially after
good, everyone
Canada
is
got
so
fired.
quiet.
I'm not calling him bad.
It's-
He
especially
was
after Canada
so
got
good
fired.
at the end of the year.
I'm not
But let
calling.
me
I'm not
ask you
calling
this.
Najee Harris bad. I just think Jalen Warren's a better player. I think he's a more efficient
If
runner.
Jalen Warren was a number one on a team, so let's say you split him up, you really think Jalen Warren's still going to be a better number one running back than Najee
I think
Harris?
he's a better 3-down back than Najee Harris is.
No.
wow.
3-down.
I think they're perfect. I think
exactly. They're
complement.
perfect
You have
together.
Najee Harris, who
No,
is
that's
an
why I think our
absolute
rushing attack
brick
hasn't
wall.
been this good in years because we
Like
have
sure,
both of them.
Najee's a better power runner. I mean, Jalen Warren's better out of the backfield. He's a better catcher. I think he's a more efficient runner. I think he finds the holes better. I think Jalen Warren's well. Keep in mind, like this isn't me saying Najee Harris is bad. I think Jalen Warren's really good. Like
I think Najee had
super
a
good.
hell of an end to that year.
I agree.
Jalen Warren has
And
not
have
done
you
what
guys seen
Najee has
that
done
clip?
on that
yes,
Steelers
he has.
offense.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh yes, he has. Very much so.
Did you guys see that Najee Harris clip? I forget what game
But
it
just
was.
the way Najee's been running his play,
He's been great.
Thank you.
He was
yes.
dribbling at least.
I saw
10
that.
Seattle
I saw that. That
defenders.
was so
Yes.
funny.
dribbling them off the ground. Like
Did you see that clip? I think it came out earlier this season. It was a play where Najee Harris runs up the middle, gets clogged, and he tries to flip the field. And it's possibly the slowest running back I've
Yes,
ever
yes.
seen in my
It's
life.
possibly the
No.
slowest person I've ever
Austin
seen.
Eckler. Austin Eckler looks like me out there.
Did you see that? Did you see
Trying
that
to
play
outrun
against the Packers when he
Yes,
broke free?
yes.
Nobody within 15 yards and he got caught like at the
Where-
20-yard line.
Our fullback is taking that to the crib. Give the ball to Gabe Horvath, and he's taking it to the crib. No, we got cinder block feet over here who can't outrun the angle to save his life. And he was all offseason begging for all this money. I want all this money. I'm better than what you say you are. And he went out there, and granted, he's kind of been hurt and he's rushed back through injury, but it's a bad look for all running backs out there who want more money. And I agree that they should have more money. But when one of the top guys who asked for the most money comes out and looks as bad as he did this year, I think it hurts.
And the
us all.
new
It's
studs look as good as they do.
It's awful. It's been awful for the running back market this year. Josh Jacobs wanted it. Zamir White
Very true.
is they do not want Josh Jacobs anymore.
Zamir
Zamir
White
White's
is that
been
guy.
absurd. He's been that guy. Did you see his interview? He had this country accent, and he was just kind of like, yeah, man, in the offseason, I was throwing hay bales with my horses, and I'm like, oh my God, I want you to run every play. Like, do not take this guy out of the game.
All right.
Miles, would you be shocked if I told you Daniel was like, please put in Mason Rudolph and they'll be good? And he like nailed that. Bro is like, put in
Oh,
Mason
you
Rudolph, I
said
bet
that?
you they cook.
Start Kenny Pickett.
honestly,
And then they put him in and bro cooked. It was kind of cool.
he cooked.
Definitely
He's
cooked.
cooking.
Start Kenny Pickett.
No.
Kenny Pickett's a bum,
Bro,
bro.
I can't even use
I
his
had
nickname
a
anymore, bro.
4th round grade on Kenny Pickett when he came out, dude. I was like, there's no way.
How
So
bad.
bad.
Was that draft
Let's go over
class
that QB
for
draft class, bro.
quarterback?
Let's go over
It
that QB draft class real quick. Kenny
so
Pickett,
Bad.
Go.
Desmond Ritter, Malik Willis,
Malik Willis.
Kenny-
Sam
Malik
Howell,
Willis,
who's been the best,
Desmond
and that
Ritter.
boy is going to China next year. Like,
Who's Carolina? Who's Carolina's backup quarterback?
oh no, they took Matt
Corral.
Corral. That boy's not played a snap. He played in the last game of the season, and I
Is he
think
even on the roster still?
he's a Patriot, or he was a
I think
Patriot.
he's dealing with like mental health issues.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because I know he was a Patriot, and then he was excused from the team, and then we released him. And I don't think he's on a team anymore.
Well, if that's what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, salute
Get
to you,
better,
Matt
my
Corral.
boy.
We hope you feel better.
Salute. Get better.
Salute.
Not a good quarterback.
Jesus.
Flat out. Just like,
I mean, he's right, but okay.
Okay,
we're,
hold
we're
on.
gonna.
Miles, everything you said was facts. The Bills are losing this game. I hope you guys know that. And I saw a report that they're actually even talking about not playing the game in Buffalo because of the weather. And they might move it to Cleveland, which people are not happy about. But I think they're probably still going to play in Buffalo. But I think Najee Harris is going to destroy this Bills defense. Josh Allen,
You know,
I'm willing to put my entire arm and
Completely
leg.
Russian defense.
Well, I'm just letting you know, man. The Bills choke every year. They're not going to Super Bowl. I'm guaranteeing that. And Josh Allen's throwing a pick, 100%. Probably going to fumble the ball 2-3 times, 100%. I don't know. I feel like the Steelers, like Mike Tomlin, they have nothing to lose. They have their best players out. Like they're gonna surprise some people.
Miles Daniel, I think I'm gonna surprise you. I think I'm gonna surprise both of you. I have the Steelers winning this game. I have the Steelers winning this game.
You guys are reaching, man.
I have the Steelers winning this game, and I think Najee Harris is gonna have a good game. I think George Pickens is gonna have a crazy game. I just have it in my gut. I think Christian Benford is gonna be covering this dude, and he's gonna put him in hell. I think he's gonna put that guy in hell. I just think it's gonna happen.
I think Deontay Johnson, like if the Steelers win this game, I think it's going to be like close game, and I think the deciding is going to be Deontay Johnson, skinny post out, split the safeties.
Cook.
Like if you had to, so I think because he's such a deep threat, and
He
we were
is. He
watching
really is.
a game a couple of weeks ago. I forget what game we were watching, but I was like, Miles, Deontay Johnson's going to get a long touchdown, and like next possession, boom, and seals it, and I was like,
Miles,
there we go.
Miles, who's your wide receiver one, bro? In your opinion,
It's Pickens. It's Pickens.
I disagree,
I would have disagreed.
As much as I like Deontay Johnson, Pickens is he's a bigger playmaker.
do you think Tomlin like uses Pickens as the number one or Deontay as the number one?
He's their ex.
Deontay. I think he uses Deontay.
I think Deontay's the number one, like on the depth chart. Am I wrong?
Recently,
No, on the depth
I think
chart, I
he
believe he
tried.
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, Pickens
plays
had
the
what-
X for
He
them.
had 200 yards. I feel like Pickens is more versatile. He can play out. He can play slide. He can play. Deontay is more of a slide. He's better in the slide.
Yeah, I can tell you guys that for
he's
sure.
He's a better route runner, and he's better at catching in traffic of recently. But George Pickens is more of a big play guy, and
Like a wide receiver
think-
one. Is
Yes.
George
he's a wide
Pickens.
receiver
Yeah.
one.
I think
Yeah.
when they really tried to use George Pickens as a wide receiver one at the beginning of the year, they had Kenny Pickett throwing him the ball and Matt Canada in Kenny Pickett's ear calling plays. So I don't
Yeah.
think that benefited him. And I think that kind of blinded what they had in George Pickens for a little bit. So they started favoring Deontay Johnson. I think now they're starting to realize what they really have in George Pickens. So I think it's kind of even.
I think it's
I
somewhat
also
even too.
think- I also think that we are one of the very few teams in the league like this year, as like not great as we are like on paper. You don't want to be in a close game with us. That's
No.
what we do. That's what
Steelers
we do.
dark voodoo magic.
Mike Tomlin has made a career on winning close games.
Yeah, like why are people still doubting Mike Tomlin winning football games? Like it's not,
Miles, I
like,
doubted him so hard earlier this year.
Say what
laugh
you
at
said,
me.
yeah, say what you
actually
said.
laugh at me. You guys were like 500, and you had such a hard schedule, and I was like, "Hey, buddy, you're all right. You can have one losing schedule on your record." You know what they
Yep.
finished the year with?
Nope.
10-7.
Yep. Every time.
And they
There's
made
never
the
a doubt.
playoffs.
You know how
Nobody thought this
insane
team was
that
gonna make
is,
the
bro.
There's never a doubt with Mike T, bro.
I doubted. This was my I doubted, and this is truly, yeah. We'll never do that again in my life.
I don't know if the deep ball is gonna be as big of a threat as you guys think it is. The wind at that game's be 50 miles per hour.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
guess I didn't.
God,
'cause
I didn't even
you
see
said they're
that.
playing in Buffalo.
Yeah, and there's.
I
they
think you
said
guys
there's
are
be
reaching on the
inches of
Steelers a
snow.
lot. I'm not gonna say. Like, I don't think they're. I think the Bills.
I think
they're
the
on a-
weather is gonna favor
Bills are
them
on a hot
significantly.
What's a harder
Bill-
team
Bill-
than the Bills right now?
Bills haven't looked great while being hot though.
I was
Like
gonna
they
say,
won
not
I'm
games.
not
there's
worried about
com-
Jay.
That's the
A
scary
hotter
thing. Look at
team than the
potential they
Bills.
But
probably
they haven't reached that
the
potential yet
Texans
at all.
That is true.
Are probably
whatsoever.
hotter than the Bills.
I'm also not
Jax,
worried
the
about
Bills
Jay
have
Cook
won
running
their
the ball
last
on
like
us.
6 games, dog.
But the
Not
Bills
that-
are so
But they've looked
beautiful.
bad while
So
winning a lot of
beautiful.
those games.
They
Like
look bad,
if
like-
Tua's a good quarterback, the Dolphins win that game.
They barely beat Bailey Zappi
Barely.
when he threw like 3 interceptions.
Dude,
That's a
Belichick had
division game,
had
though.
Allen in
And Mac
hell
Jones
that
probably
game.
started
Oh,
that game.
That's a division game.
By the way, Mac Jones beat the Bills. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's probably the best moment of his career.
No, hitting that gritty in that Pro Bowl,
Dude.
bro. Never forget that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, Mac Jones is the closest thing we have to a regular guy playing football. That's
That's
my
very
opinion.
accurate. Yeah.
Yeah. Mac Jones accidentally walked into the quarterback room at Alabama, and Nick Saban looked at him and said, "Yep, you're my guy.
So I was just looking for the cafeteria.
you look quarterbacky to me."
Yeah, he's quarterbacky. A little Mahomes, some would say.
I feel very bad for Mac. I think he could be good. I'm not gonna lie.
I think he has to be in the right offense for sure, but like we'll see.
I don't
They
wish
have to
downfalls
actually
on
build
anybody,
around him.
but I do call it as I see it.
We just got to be consistent, though. We give all these other quarterbacks excuses for their shit situation. Like, you got to be consistent with Mac. He has been given probably, debatably, the worst situation out of all these guys.
He did have Matt Patricia.
Bryce Young worse.
Devontae Parker
Bryce Young
as your number
worse.
one receiver is insane, dude, in 2024. Like,
They should bring back Cam Newton.
bro, that's insane.
No, do not cook.
Cook.
No, absolutely not.
I'm with Daniel on that.
Dude,
I don't think Cam Newton. would
No,
ever-
I think we're
I-
joking.
No, I know.
No,
but, like,
he
think
might
we're
not
joking.
play.
I think
Cam
we're-
Newton
I think we're
trying to
joking.
throw football took so many years off my life. Bro cannot throw past 10 yards.
Do you know he would text Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick in that font that he always posts on his Instagram?
I saw
Yeah.
that, dude.
He-
It's so
He
funny.
would text Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft. He was like, and I remember in that interview, they asked him like, "Well, did you start off like that?" He was like, "Well, I didn't want to scare him off." So I texted like a normal human. And then
Here,
I
we'll-
wonder what for him, like in his head, he was like, "All right, I think now is when I start texting in hieroglyphics."
Okay, moving forward, Texans Browns. I think it's the hardest. I think it's the hardest game to predict here, and we won't stay too long. We've
This is
already
game
talked
of
the
the
playoffs
week.
a ton. Just game of the week. I think Rams, Lions is, but
Oh,
Um,
okay, you're right. I didn't even think about it. But for me, it's probably the second most exciting game to watch.
no, I have to agree. I have no idea who's going to win this game. I'm going to be wrong regardless. I do think Joe. I selfishly want the Browns to win so bad. I want to see Browns Ravens so bad.
It's going to happen.
It's got to happen. Script writers, do it. Do your thing.
Something about
I think if
Flacco,
that were to
yes.
happen, the Browns would kill the Ravens. I think the Browns would. If any team can knock out the Ravens, I think it would be the Browns.
Now I agree with you.
Kill
With,
the
I
Ravens.
said, watch the word kill.
Yeah,
don't know about
I-
kill.
Yeah,
rephrase that.
kill is like a 20-point blowout.
Yeah, kill is
Yeah.
insane.
I agree with you in the fact that I think there's the only team that can beat the Ravens in the AFC is the Browns.
Yes, that was the point I was trying
Yeah.
to get across. But yes,
I'd still take the Ravens. I think this is Ravens year, man.
I just don't think the Texans have
Yeah.
the depth yet.
no,
I
not
agree.
yet.
There's not enough
There-
talent.
there are a
I
few pieces.
absolutely
I
love
have
what
the
they
Texans
did.
in this game. I have
They've-
so much faith in CJ Stroud.
Against the Browns defense.
Dude, CJ Stroud has
Not
one
against
person
the
to throw
Browns
the football
defense.
to, and the Browns are known for having the best defense and maybe of all time. And they shut away one guy. Who is that guy throwing the ball to? Noah Brown? No, you're not winning that football game. I don't know, like straight up. I don't care how good of a quarterback you are. You can't win a game with
Laramie
pieces.
Tunsil, their left tackle, is good. Miles Garrett is about to put this guy in a blender.
The Browns just have way, way, way more talent than them. Like, and bro, Texans fans. Wasn't their win projection 3? 3 wins?
It was
Yeah.
It was 5.
3,
5.5.
to making the freaking playoffs.
Shout out to Miko Ryans, man.
Like, I don't know, bro. There's nothing to be upset about. It's absolutely unreal and amazing. And you have Nico Collins for the future. You have Tank Dell for your future. Like, some bright stuff in Houston.
I have to agree. And does anybody else have anything to say about the playoffs? Are we kind of done? We can move off. Maybe get to some coaching news via the Patriots fan over there. Anybody else have anything to say about the playoffs? We cool here?
Mayo.
Eagles are
Yeah,
winning
I
the
think
Super
we're good.
Bowl.
Cool.
I think we covered those games pretty good.
Gerard Mayo, breaking news this morning, signing with the New England Patriots, successor to Bill Belichick, possibly the greatest coach of all time. I think the greatest coach of all time. Big shoes to fill. Does he fill in those shoes, Daniel? Does he do it?
Let me break it down for you guys.
Okay.
So I've seen, because the past 2 days, the Patriots
Impossible.
have broke stories at fucking West Coast time, like 4 and 5 in the morning. So I wake up, look at my phone, and there's breaking news and a whole bunch of notifications about the Patriots. I read some stories and stuff this morning, before we did this podcast about, because it's weird, because Belichick's been the coach, I believe, for 25 years, which is insane.
Insane. Longer than I've been
And-
alive. That's crazy.
Everyone knows the coaching carousel right now is stacked. There are
Bet-
so many good options. But for some reason, the Patriots didn't even interview a single person. And why is that? You would say, like, why aren't they interviewing Ben Johnson? Why aren't they interviewing Mike Vrabel, who literally said he wants
I
to go to
thought
the
they were going
Patriots?
to go with Mike Vrabel.
I did too, Jackson. I did too.
That was part of the reason when he got fired, because the owner hated how when he was with the Patriots at his Hall of Fame thingy, he was like, "Yeah, this is a well run organization. Don't take that for granted." Basically implying the Texans or the Titans were not well run.
Correct.
And people are like, "Why are they doing that?" It turns out last year, Jerron Mayo got a bunch of interviews from a bunch of teams because he's a hot head coach commodity. There we go. And the Patriots brought him back, and people are like, why would he take this job over, being a head coach? Turns out today it was revealed that both him and Belichick signed 2-year extensions that once Belichick's thing came off, Jerron Mayo would take over. However, the Patriots went 4-13, and then Kraft's like, "No, we're not doing that. You're done now." And Mayo stepping in. That is why immediately Mayo, within 24 hours, was hired. And by the way, people were like, "Oh, you fucked up. You didn't hire Mike Vrabel." Every Patriot player loves this move. Jerron
totally.
Mayo is loved by the Patriots locker room.
He's a great head coach
It
candidate.
caught me off guard. I was like, "Whoa, I did not think that." And there was somebody who told one of the Patriot beat writers, they're like, "Hey, I wasn't planning on coming back, but now that he's in charge, I'm coming back because I want to play for him." So we're in a rebuild. We went with the youngest, who actually officially surpassed Sean McVay as the youngest head coach ever by a couple months. So we're going through a rebuild. We have the third pick, $75 million in cap space. We need to hire a GM. But I like this move. I think it's going to take a couple years for it to work out. I just need to see who he surrounds himself with. I hope he gets rid of a bunch of Bills guys because we need some fresh ideas around the locker room. But I think it's a step in the right direction.
Now, I have a question for you, and answer it honestly. Would you, if you were Robert Kraft and you had your choice between Mayo and Mike Vrabel, who would you take? Because me personally, I think that highly of Mike Vrabel. I think I'd
say Mayo because he fits the timeline better. We're not close to competing, and Vrabel is going to be sought after really good teams that want to make the playoffs, and the Patriots are a few pieces away from doing that. So I don't know. I think they saw something and Kraft, the Kraft promised him, hey, you're the next head coach.
Totally.
By the way.
No, I get that.
And
Absolutely.
then the second, again, within 24 hours, he's the next head coach, which is insane.
I'm sorry if you already said something about this, but do you think that was a Bill Belichick thing?
No. They said that Belichick heard about the thing and was very upset. The people, rumors, whatever, but the locker room was weird between the two because he knew eventually he was going to take over for him. But I think Belichick, I don't want to say this word because it's not a good word, but groomed him to be a.
I got you. You're good.
You're good. It's in a good. It's in a good context. That is a grown adult
coach, and he's also surrounded by a bunch of people
grooming.
The good grooming.
Like Matt Patricia, who has his flaws, but he was a good defensive coordinator. Steve Belichick, which, by the way, I won't go on a long rant, but Steve Belichick's a really good coach, and he's probably going to leave because his dad's leaving. But people were saying, and this is so true, if his last name wasn't Belichick, he probably would be the head coach right now. Because he's
what was
Belichick.
he, the linebackers coach?
They don't want that.
He was basically our defensive coordinator.
Coach?
Yeah, and we have one of the best defenses in football with some pretty unknown guys, with two of our top players going out for the whole year, which is pretty impressive.
Oh, it was a fantastic. This defense was gross.
I'm a
bad
big
defense.
fan of this move. I'm a big fan of in-house coaching decisions. If you go look at how much it means to the players when you get a coach who's been in that system for so long. Go look at Antonio Pierce. How well liked is Antonio Pierce over in Las Vegas?
Oh my gosh! If the Raiders do anything but hire Antonio Pierce, it is the wrong move.
The
They
Raiders
should
need him
burn
so
Allegiant
bad.
Stadium to the ground.
I agree.
if they don't.
Raider fans Raider players are
Antonio
basically saying, if you don't hire him, I want out.
No, Devontae Adams literally said, if he's not
And
the
I
coach, I'm
believe
not
it
gonna play for you
because
guys.
those fans are crazy. They'll do anything.
Max
No,
Crosby too
he-
today tweeted he better be our head coach.
He is awesome for
so cool.
for just that team.
I've
The
said-
Raiders franchise, the fans,
He's a Raider.
the players. He is a Raider.
And I've said this before. He gives me Dan Campbell vibes. Just that guy. Yeah, that guy who you just want to run through a wall for. That these players want
He's
to
their
play
boy.
for him.
That's their homie.
Yes.
More than a coach.
And
And
I
but he's their
think,
coach.
and I was huge on Dan Campbell when he got hired. I was like, this is such a great hire. I'm the same way with Antonio Pierce. Raiders, if you do anything but hire Antonio Pierce, it is the wrong move. The wrong boo. We'll boo you live on camera.
I think coaches like Antonio Pierce and Dan Campbell, I think, are so successful because they seem like guys who, a lot of coaches, I think, especially today, they have all the answers. If you ask them, they have all the answers. I feel like people like Antonio Pierce and Dan Campbell, they can admit and man up like, I don't know everything. And they use to their ability, like all their coordinators, they're behind all their coordinator hires. And I believe that they have full faith in their coaching staffs. And I don't think a lot of head coaches have that. And I think it's a downfall for a lot of teams. But like, I like people like that who seem like they can admit they don't know everything and they trust everybody around them. And
No, I agree with you. But I actually want to talk another head coaching job. You know, there's plenty of head coaching jobs open in the NFL, but how about that Alabama coaching job? Nick Saban retiring. The most prestigious job in college football. What big name are we going to see there? You think Bill O'Brien? I think I get
he has ties. I really don't think.
I think there's a solid chance. Now, I think he's going to coach the NFL this year. I think Mike Vrabel might do it. Mike Vrabel's like, this is the most prestigious position in college football, one of the most prestigious coaching positions in the country. Why not go coach for Alabama football?
I heard some rumors that some Alabama players hated Bill O'Brien. And Jalen Monroe,
he was terrible.
Jalen Monroe said that he literally told him to his face that you're not a quarterback. So I don't think Bill O'Brien's going to go over there and coach that guy.
Jackson, I have a question for my college homies. Me and Dean, out of the blue, like obviously it's not a report or anything. What would you do if Deion Sanders coached there?
Mm-hmm.
Deion Sanders will never coach at Alabama. Never.
That's true.
It'd be the biggest.
Too much
you want to talk about views?
Because you got to think about, especially in college, you're not just worried about how the team, thinks of you. You got to think of all the boosters, how all the boosters think of you, all the NIL collectives, how the athletic director, and when you have however long Nick Saban was there, not a big public image guy, very down to earth, a lot going on behind the scenes you don't know about, and then you try to think of someone who's polar opposite of that. It's Deion Sanders. Very out there. Everybody knows what's going on behind the scenes. He's a big personality, which I like. I'm not disagreeing with, but I don't think that would fit down at Alabama at all.
I agree.
No, that's
horrible.
Don't make me put my Deion shades on.
Go get the Deion shades now.
Oh, he's going. We got to see him.
Bro, we love our Deion around
going
here,
back
dude.
to that
Should I get the shirt?
I should have worn my Colorado shirt. I don't even have it with me. Damn.
But going back to the Alabama
He's going
coaching,
too.
I think is a very interesting topic because a lot of big name like D'Amico Ryans has been rumored there.
No.
I'm just saying,
He is not leaving.
What I'm seeing, D'Amico Ryans, Dabo Swinney is a big one, but I think Dabo Swinney will be.
I think they might pull Oregon's head coach away from them. Personally,
he came out yesterday saying he's not going.
Oh, he did. He said that. Okay,
Yeah,
he was me.
Hell no.
I think they go with Washington's head coach.
That'd be cool. I saw.
He's a great head coach. Look at those shades. Welcome, Coach Prime, to the podcast.
We need Miles to talk. We need Miles to talk so he appears on the screen. Miles, start cooking.
Yo.
There he is. Hey.
I do agree. I think Caleb DeBoer. I think that's a good fit. The whole Deion thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think he wants to leave. I think he wants to build. Like he wants to build up. What he's done. Like just like how we did at Jackson State for a short period, but what he did there was huge. He brings. See, people think it's all about him because they see him on the TV. He has this big personality. But I truly believe he is all about his players. He's all about the people working for him. He gets these kids publicity and he tries to send all of his kids to the league. And he knows that all the Bama kids do that anyway. He's not trying to do that. It's too easy for him. He wants a challenge.
Right.
Yeah, so I think he stays at Colorado and I think they hire DeBoer.
I want to ask
hated head coach in college football.
Easily. And I have one more question for you guys too.
Unreal.
I saw a couple rumors about Steve Sarkisian. What do you think stands there? What do you guys think about that? Steve Sarkisian taking over.
I thought that was interesting, but with Texas making the playoff this year, I don't think he leaves. If Texas
they're going to the SEC anyway.
If Texas had an underwhelming season, if Texas just had an underwhelming season, I could totally see it. But I think he stays, especially with Quinn Ewers coming back, and I think he stays.
And I'm pretty sure Texas would have to come up with a lot of money out of nowhere if they like try to, or Alabama would if they want to buy him out of his Texas contract, which is possible because Texas A&M paid their old head coach $70 million just to get out the building.
Yeah.
So these college programs can do it, but I don't see Alabama paying for Steve Sarkisian. I think that they would just. Kalen DeBoer has a pretty, well, not pretty small, but a smaller contract to buy out of, I think, in Washington, and I think he's probably the best option for him.
All right. On the topic of college football, kind of leaning into the NFL draft here, I'd love to hear, because we've talked forever about it, but I'd love to hear your take. Caleb Williams or Drake May as QB1?
Miles, you look good, by the way.
Neither.
What is the answer?
I don't
believe in Drake May.
I don't believe in Drake May.
Oh my goodness.
I don't really believe in Caleb Williams all that much either. I don't think his game really.
That's my thing. I don't think
translates.
Caleb Williams' game translates a ton, but I love what I see with Drake May. Who do you have as QB1 then?
By the way, go blue.
Who's your QB1 then? I want to hear because you guys said no.
Let's give this
out of the whole draft.
Yeah, QB1 in the whole draft.
I like Jaden Daniels.
Ooh, it's spicy.
I like Jane Daniels.
Hey,
That's who I think the Patriots should pick. If I'm being
Oh, Daniel's got his opinions on this.
No, absolutely not.
I just want to say this real quick. Jaden Daniels is my QB3. I would take him in the top 5 for certain teams, but I'll let Daniel do his thing real quick.
What do you think about?
The problem is that Williams is so hard for me because like his ceiling is so high for me. His ceiling is so high, but
the floor is so low.
Just the personality, the attitude, it's just hard to. I don't know. Because the talent's there. In my opinion, the talent's there. I don't think it's the talent is the problem. I think it would be more of a.
My comparison for Williams is a less refined Kyler Murray. That's what he reminds me of in college. He's a little bigger. He's a little bigger, but he reminds me of a less refined. He
definitely has more arm talent.
Yeah, but less refined. Not as great from the pocket. That's my opinion on him.
I don't disagree with that.
I think Caleb Williams has more arm talent than Kyler Murray, but I think Kyler Murray's elusiveness and athletic ability far. I think those kind of even out those two. What do you think on JJ McCarthy? I'm pretty high on JJ McCarthy. I'm a big fan of JJ.
He's horrible.
I'm a little higher on him than I was. I'm not I don't know. I wouldn't give him a first round pick or anything, but I know you guys think he's horrible in the sense that he's not great right now, but there's a reason you take quarterbacks to develop them. And when you look at the tools JJ McCarthy possesses, that arm strength, he has mobility, he has good size. If you want to take that in the second round and develop him behind a veteran quarterback, that's a good option.
Tell me he wouldn't be the perfect scenario is well, I guess maybe not after this year because Jared Goff is a good year. But if Jared Goff had a down year, JJ McCarthy in the second round to the Lions would be good because then you sit behind a veteran talent for
I have to agree.
2 or more extra years, and then you get JJ in there after Jared's contract expires or whatever. But I don't know where he should go now. I don't know what a good fit is because Jared Goff has been successful this year. I don't think he's going to slow down next year.
I wouldn't mind if he's there in the second round. I wouldn't mind the Dolphins taking a swing at him. Let Tua try and play another year. Let him sit there. If Tua's not the guy, throw JJ in after year development. See how he does in that offense. Big arm.
Is next year Tua's contract year?
So this is his 4th year, and we didn't take his. No, I think we have to pay him this offseason.
I thought you guys signed him.
No, we didn't. We Tua. We declined his 5th year option.
Didn't you give him a huge contract?
I thought you guys just signed him
we
to an
did
extension.
not give him a huge contract extension. No, he's on a.
Daniel, I'm with you. Bro.
We didn't even give him his 5th year option.
No,
He's
right.
That's right.
Yeah, we didn't even give him. We declined his 5th year option.
See this?
No, you exercised the 5th year option.
No, did we? Oh, I guess we did.
Oh yeah, they did. They didn't,
I
but
thought
they
he got
didn't give him.
paid.
Yes, he did. They gave him a 4-year.
Yeah,
They gave Tua
got
4 years.
A contract.
No, they did
extension.
not give him a 4-year extension. I
I'm
promise you.
Literally on his contract page, he is not.
That was the joke the whole offseason. Joe Burrow got a contract. Justin Herbert got a contract.
Oh,
but Tua
you're
didn't.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
So that was the whole joke, and that's why I'm like, should we pay him? Should we not? And I'm more in the we should not because I'm not paying Tua 6 years, $200 $95 million
Shit the
like
bed
he
every time
wants.
it's
No.
a good game.
He does
Yeah.
not. He doesn't deserve that at all.
Right now, no. No. I mean, Daniel Jones didn't either. And
True.
We are getting
do you
low.
think-
Oh, go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Where do you think Bo Nix and Michael Penix fall to?
Michael
I
Penix is
think-
my dog, dude.
I
Michael
like
Penix
Michael Penix.
Is a Patriot.
I like Michael Penix.
Yes.
I think he is a borderline first round pick at this point. I just think it's tough to draft a 26-year-old who has had 3 ACL injuries, is not very mobile. He's an all right. He's good. He's a good thrower from the pocket. He's got a strong arm. It's nothing crazy. I mean, he's going to be good in the right system, but I probably wouldn't take him in the first round personally. I'd probably take him in the second. And then Bo Nix, I probably have him at the same tier. If there's a Bo Nix, I think needs to be in a system more than anything else. Like if he's in a drop back system where he's just sitting there, like asking to throw the ball the whole time, no. But like you put him in a Shanahan system where he's running the ball, you're nice off play action. I think it's a good fit.
That's what I think a good comparison to him would be kind of like a Brock Purdy.
I'm completely
Kind of
with
like
you.
how he would fit his system.
I just want to feel it. Mark Andrews is back at practice.
Really?
That's kind of
Really,
That's huge.
That's kind of
That's
big.
That's
big.
huge.
that's
I
huge.
know. That's kind of big news. I thought he was done.
I doubt like if they were not. I mean, they have a first round bye, but if he's somehow healthy
he was
enough
supposed
for
to be
that
done for
divisional
season.
round,
I think they said for fantasy season he was done.
Yeah.
That's why. That's why for us it was.
No, but yeah, I agree with that. Now, we do have to, we're going to kind of get towards the end here. We don't have too much time left on that camera, too much battery left on that camera. Is there anything else we want to talk about? I know that, so Jackson and Miles, there are a lot of big NBA guys. Is there anything in the NBA we're talking about today?
there's a lot. My team, the Thunder, the best team in the league right now. Argue with the
Hell
wall.
no.
Argue with the wall. The Celtics are
Watch it.
eating our dust right now.
Ooh.
I mean, this is a team. This is a
Okay.
team that
It's
before
fuck
the
Celtics
year,
right now.
just like when Chris Paul was there, 0 expectations, maybe at the best a mid, maybe fight for a play-in, and we're just about halfway through the season. 23-11, one in NBA.com's power rankings and in my power rankings. Now, granted, that is a bit biased.
A little bit.
However, they have showed it. I think the Celtics are a close second though, and that's going to be a fun development to watch from the East and the West.
Jackson, you're
I
going
don't
to
know
tell
how
me with
Miles
a
thinks about it.
straight fucking face the Celtics are not better than the Thunder?
The team that has lost one time at home this year, the one that has like the best started, like their franchise history, and like
Celtics have
it's
not
a huge
lost at home
franchise.
at all.
They didn't lose
They're
at
18
home.
and 0.
I don't get that logic. I'm with Daniel. That doesn't make a team better though.
It's more exciting basketball to watch. I watch the game than a Celtics game. I think this team is full of personality and they get along really well.
Have you seen the
can see it on
Celtics?
court.
Didn't
Team
y'all just
chemistry is
lose to the
all-time
Nets
high.
and Heat
This
back
is a
or
very
not
fun team to
Heat, the
watch,
Nets and Hawks back to back? Two horrible teams in the East.
No, I'm not a basketball guy, but that Celtics game last night was brutal.
Didn't the Celtics
yeah,
just lose by
that
70
Celtics
to
game
the
last night was
Bucks?
brutal.
Yeah, we played our fifth game in 7 nights.
This onto the Kupo outplayed.
Okay. No.
Yes. Go look at the stats.
We literally were sitting on a couch last night, and Ant gets a video of him blocking somebody, and he flicks it at Daniel.
Dude, Jackson, for context, Daniel literally said he's on a basketball court for his brother, blah, 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 blah. And it was the context behind it is so funny.
That is
He
my
hates
least
it.
favorite player in the entire NBA by far.
And then he outplays the top 5 player in the NBA.
Top 3.
Dude,
He's
Bobby
not- he's
Portis
not
Tatum will
tier
never
two.
get a ring.
Bobby Portis had like 16 points halfway through the second quarter. It was crazy.
Bobby Portis, if you go look at old videos on our TikTok, Palms of Prairie, we love Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis for that Team USA team was instrumental.
He does a lot for that.
Look it up.
Tatum will never get a ring.
Tatum will never get a ring.
Bobby Portis will.
Daniel, I have a question to you about Jason Tatum.
He did. Bobby Portis
He did. He
get a
did
ring.
get one. He did get one.
Bro,
didn't
Miles
get
and
one.
Jackson. Miles and Jackson, let me hear if you agree with me. Jason Tatum, how old is he?
25.
Very fucking
19
young.
still. He's
But-
a 19-year-old still. He's only 19,
the
guys.
players this guy has played with and has had by his side.
and has failed.
How does that make him a superstar if he has not won shit?
Okay, he's still a superstar. I'm not gonna
Whoa,
get carried
Joel
away.
No,
Embiid
no.
hasn't
The title
won
of this
shit
video is
either,
definitely.
Anthony.
You-
I didn't mean it like
How
that. I
is-
should have
how
worded
is
that better. I
Joel
should have worded
Embiid
that
a
better.
superstar if he hasn't won shit
I should have
either?
worded that. I should
He
have
has won
worded
two
that better. I
Thank
should've worded
you,
that
MVPs,
better.
but
thank
he's done
you.
nothing in the playoffs. The only thing that Joel Embiid has over Jason Tatum is MVPs, and
I'm just saying,
And I think
Jason
that
Tatum has
76
played with a lot more talent than Joel Embiid has. That's for damn sure. And he has not done much with it.
Conference finals and an NBA finals is kind of a lot, more than Joel Embiid has ever done.
Joel
Prime
Embiid,
Ben
do you want to look at
Simmons,
his? Do you want to look at
prime
Joel
James
Embiid's teammates
Harden.
compared to?
Yeah,
Jason
I've seen Jimmy
Tatum's?
Butler, Ben Simmons when he was actually good. I've seen James
Ben
Harden. I've
Simmons
seen
when he was
Tyrese
actually
Maxey.
good. That's a
Tyrese
key
Maxey,
word,
dog.
bro.
Go
Come
look
on, bro.
at who Jason Tatum, Kyrie. Like it's just about the same.
Kyrie never
Jaylen Brown,
played.
exactly. And I love Kyrie to death. I love Kyrie to death. He is elite, not so much anymore, but when he was with the Celtics, like they kind of killed what they had going on for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing about the Celtics, though, right? So when those years back in 2017, 2018, 2019, when they kept getting to the Eastern Conference Finals, but guess who was in their way? The greatest basketball player to ever live was in their way, right? So it was kind of fair. It's like, all right, they're not getting past LeBron.
MJ's
LeBron-
retired.
Hold on. Let me interrupt you real quick.
Stop.
Breaking
LeBron.
news.
Okay, go ahead.
Mark Schlabach from ESPN just reported. Now, it's not a done deal, but Kalen DeBoer, Washington head coach to Alabama, is currently getting negotiated. As we speak,
Oh, as
according
you
to,
said, as you
again,
predicted.
Chris Lowe and
We
Mark
cooked.
Schlabach
We cooked.
from ESPN.
You cooked.
Jake, but go back. But we'll get back to that, I'm sure. But what were you saying, Moss?
Hey, babe.
LeBron leaves,
Mm-hmm.
right? The
The East
Celtics
should be
still
Boston.
haven't won.
Mm-hmm.
They still haven't won.
They made it to the finals once and got stunk it up against against the Warriors at the tail end of that finals.
I'm just saying. I mean, it's personal to me because it's personal, but I do love Jason Tatum. He's a dog.
You hate
The Celtics-
Jaylen Brown.
I hate Jaylen Brown. I hate Jaylen Brown. Hate Jaylen Brown. But you guys will be Eastern Conference merchants for the next 15 years, and that's okay.
Now, I have a question for Anthony and Daniel because I know they're big on the NBA too. I know Dean's kind of getting into it. I don't know what Joey knows, but what do you guys think about? So going into the season, there was kind of three contenders in the West, main contenders. I think the Lakers, the Suns, and the Warriors. And we all know that they've underperformed, the three of them as a whole. The Suns are kind of picking it back up. But what do you think happens, especially with the Warriors with Draymond Green coming back? Do you think that they pick it up? I mean, and kind of fight for that play-in spot,
No,
or
No.
even sneak their way in?
no.
I talked to Dean. I said that in an accent. I talked to Dean yesterday. That thing's done, man. It's kind of, we were talking about it with sports, I think, but with football, and we brought it to basketball. Dude, when we look at our childhood,
It's over.
LeBron's in the 9th seed, Kevin Durant's the 8th seed. LeBron, there's one more. Curry's the freaking 12th seed.
12th seed.
Go-
and
going
then we
to-
look at the top. We have Shea, we have Edwards, we have Tatum's. I don't know, Jax. Age is a thing, and that's the what's the phrase? It's the one thing. Age is the one thing. Whatever the hell. We all can't. Whatever. The
Everybody
hell.
He just
ages.
scored.
Everybody
Everything
ages in,
changes.
especially in
Fascinating.
sports, man. How old Steph
Except
Curry
LeBron.
now? Yeah, well, yeah. Miles, I love you for that, by the way. I love you for that. 2018,
Steph, I don't-
LeBron is the best player to ever walk on a basketball court. It's literally
There
not
was
debatable.
Ever
It's literally not even debatable.
LeBron James, 2018 LeBron James. is the best
2018
human to
LeBron
ever
playoff
touch a
basketball is the most insane thing you'll ever watch in your life.
ever.
Do your research. No, for real. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they're done, man. And there's reports going on around, dude, they need to do something. They botched this young star development so bad. From James Wiseman to Moses Moody to Jonathan Kuminga now. I think it's
you
done,
wanna talk
man. I
about
think they're
fumble
done.
Jobs, for sure.
What about you, D?
All right.
Are we saying we're done?
Yeah, we got to
Yeah.
wrap it up.
We're saying we're done.
Camera's good. I think
right.
we had a great talk today. Thank you everybody for watching the podcast. We're gonna drop some socials real quick. You can find me on TikTok at Deano Talk Sports. If you're already watching here, cool. You can go to our YouTube channel, the Deano Talk Sports Podcast, or just the Deano Talk Sports YouTube channel for clips. Jackson, drop your guys's.
Yeah, so me and Miles, we got our own brand. It's called Palms to Prairie. It's on TikTok and Instagram. We talk mostly hoop stuff, but maybe that changes. We plan on starting kind of to boot back up our channel. So excited for that, and I think everyone should be looking forward to that. I think that'll be really fun.
I think it's gonna be
Really fun in
great.
the future.
These guys are gonna be regulars on our channel going forward on this podcast. It was great talking with everybody. We'll see you later.
Yep.